Does breast milk have melatonin? Melatonin, present in breast milk, contributes time of day information to infants by varying its concentration throughout the 24 hours. Other compounds in breast milk also play a role in the circadian rhythm of infants, such as cortisol, tryptophan, leptin and others. Is melatonin passed through breast milk? Does melatonin pass into breast milk? Because your body naturally produces melatonin, some of it passes into your breast milk. Typically, the concentration of melatonin will be higher in the milk that you produce at night than in the milk you produce during the day. What time does breast milk have melatonin in it? Melatonin is highest in breast milk at around 3 a.m. It's about 10 times higher than melatonin levels in the breast milk collected during the afternoon. Does breast milk make melatonin at night? Yes. Breast milk pumped at night has more melatonin, the hormone of drowsiness, and higher levels of nucleotides thought to promote sleep. By contrast, breast milk pumped in the morning features higher concentration of cortisol, a stress hormone that makes babies more alert. What in breast milk makes babies sleepy? Breast milk at night is also high in the amino acid tryptophan, which in turn helps your baby to make melatonin, which is used by the body to develop its circadian rhythm, our internal system for recognizing the difference between day and night, and to sleep better. How can I help my baby produce melatonin? To stimulate the production of melatonin, we recommend sleeping your baby in a dark room for both naps and overnight sleep. Waking them at the same time each morning and aiming for consistent naps each day can also help to develop their circadian rhythm. What time is melatonin highest in babies? The major time for production of melatonin between 9 and 12 weeks of age is between 2 a.m. and 10 a.m., so no, you aren't crazy. Your child may sleep better in the morning than at night. At 24 weeks the melatonin levels produced by an infant are 25% of an adult. When do babies naturally produce melatonin? Dim the lights. Sometime around the 3rd month, babies begin to naturally produce their own melatonin. When this happens, light starts to have a much stronger influence on sleep and wake cycles. What age do babies start producing melatonin? By around 3 months, babies start making the hormone melatonin, which puts their sleep cycle into a more regular rhythm. Can a 2-week-old baby have melatonin? No research has established the safety of melatonin use in healthy babies. Speak with a pediatrician or sleep specialist if a baby is not getting enough sleep. Do not give melatonin to a baby unless a doctor or another healthcare professional has advised it. What foods are high in melatonin? Eggs and fish are higher melatonin-containing food groups in animal foods, whereas in plant foods, nuts are with the highest content of melatonin. Some kinds of mushrooms, cereals and germinated legumes or seeds are also good dietary sources of melatonin. What naturally increases melatonin? There is a range of foods that have high levels of melatonin naturally. These include cherries, goji berries, eggs, milk, fish and nuts, in particular almonds and pistachios. A goji berry smoothie with almond milk and salmon omelette are some tasty ways to incorporate these sleep-inducing foods into your diet. Do newborns have melatonin? Newborns just don't have the biological components in place to have predictable sleeping patterns. For example, melatonin isn't produced naturally in babies until about 3 months. How much melatonin is in milk? The melatonin average concentration was 6.98 pg per milliliter in the cow's milk, 4.71 pg per milliliter in the BTM, and 5.62 pg per milliliter in the UHT milk. In the night milk, the melatonin concentration averaged 14.87 pg per milliliter, whereas it was 6.98 pg per milliliter in the total daily milk. What produces melatonin at night? Melatonin is secreted principally by the pineal gland and mainly at nighttime. The primary physiological function is to convey information of the daily cycle of light and darkness to the body. Can melatonin change a child's behavior? Melatonin is safe and causes no important behavioral changes. A few children who take it complain of daytime tiredness and sleepiness. Melatonin does not cause increased aggression, inattention, or hyperactivity. Can melatonin mess with kids' hormones? Because melatonin is a hormone, taking supplements could theoretically affect hormonal development. There have been questions about melatonin's effect on puberty, but research is not conclusive. Ask your child's doctor about potential adverse effects and long-term safety data. Can you give a 3-week-old baby melatonin? No. There is no evidence to support the use of melatonin in babies to help them sleep. Melatonin is a hormone produced by the pineal gland in the brain in the evening on a 24-hour schedule, which helps tell the brain when it is time for sleep. How do you check melatonin levels? Melatonin levels can be tested with a blood test, urine test, or saliva test. Saliva sample: the melatonin test requires a saliva sample. Test requires an evening saliva sample which collected in a vial and sent to pathology laboratory for testing. What time is melatonin produced in breast milk? Melatonin is highest in breast milk at around 3 a.m. It's about 10 times higher than melatonin levels in the breast milk collected during the afternoon. How do I stimulate my baby's melatonin? To stimulate the production of melatonin, we recommend sleeping your baby in a dark room for both naps and overnight sleep. Waking them at the same time each morning and aiming for consistent naps each day can also help to develop their circadian rhythm. What are signs of low melatonin? Signs of melatonin deficiency: excessive daytime sleepiness, nocturnal awakenings, circadian rhythm disruptions. Does nighttime breast milk make baby sleepy? Yes. Breast milk pumped at night has more melatonin, the hormone of drowsiness, and higher levels of nucleotides thought to promote sleep. By contrast, breast milk pumped in the morning features higher concentration of cortisol, a stress hormone that makes babies more alert.